off easy, I promise we won't go harder today. So we're gonna start in mountain pose, which is the pose to come to at all times if you don't know what we're doing. So feet are shoulder width apart, knees are slightly bent, not booty out. Shoulders go up, back, and down. Hands kind of come out to absorb the sun if we have the sun, which we don't have. And your head kind of has like a little string and a balloon attached to it, so it kind of lifts it up a little bit, right? And what we're going to do today, we're going to practice breathing, where you're going to breathe a little different. So I want you to inhale through your nose deeply, and then exhale through your nose only. We're going to try to breathe that way today, okay? So inhale, exhale through the nose. If you have nose issues, you can breathe through your mouth, but try to breathe through your nose. Oh, I'm done with this. Got rid of it. Perfect. Set your intention. What do you want to do today? What do you want out of practice? Is this your first time? You just want to figure it out, see what it's like? If you've done it before and you want to relax or stretch it out, just kind of set an intention on what you plan to do for the next hour. You guys are doing your ujjayi breath, and so when you breathe in, if you breathe out, you can sometimes kind of feel it in that throat. You're like, kind of like Darth Vader almost. Yeah. You may start coughing, that's fine. Relax your arms down. We're going to do a little flowing breath to kind of get you started a little bit. So we're going to inhale, bringing our arms up to the sky. Crisscross. Exhale, bring them down. Let's just crisscross. We're going to work our shoulders for a second. Inhale up. Crisscross. Exhale down. And try to change up whichever hand goes in front each time. See if you can. You're like, wait, which one? Try to figure it out. Oh, great. Are they gonna move? They just crisscross? Okay, anyway, threw me off. So we're going to inhale up, crisscross. This time, we're going to go down. Woo! Crisscross around the knees. Oh, yeah. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Woo! Yes. This is our sunflower. Anybody that did sprint the other day might feel it. Remember to crisscross the other hand if you can. Remember which one you're doing. We're just slowly warming up the big muscles, the thighs, so we can work on it here. Oh. I'll be like, Leah, I'm so sore today. I am. Woo! So this one, feet are going to be shoulder width apart. We're going to do some swan dives this time. So we're going to inhale up. And then when you exhale, we're going to swan dive. Arms out, you come down, you just kind of hang. Okay? You may not be able to touch the ground. You're just going to sway around a little bit. Letting your head shake. No. Yes. Shake it out. Kind of sway side to side. Put your hands on your shins, and we're going to inhale to half lift. So we're going to straighten out our back, kind of poke your head and booty out, and then you're going to exhale and you're just going to fold even further. Bend your knees slightly if you need to. If you can touch the mat, let your hands hang down on the mat. You can even cross your hands over with your elbows and just kind of sway back and forth. want you to bend your knees really deeply, and we're gonna inhale, raising our arms up, reversing our swan dive. Exhale down. Let all that blood that was rushing to your head come back. Ooh. You don't take your shirt off. I was like, getting hot now. I was freezing when I got here, but now the sun's coming out. Okay, so we'll start off with some easy tree, which is always a staple in yoga. It's a fun one. So pick a leg to be your base leg, and you're gonna have a micro bend in your knee. The opposite one's just gonna come and kind of kickstand next to it. Make sure you have a little bend in that knee. Good. We're gonna inhale it up. We got your tree limbs and your branches out, right? If you feel comfortable here, you can always raise your foot up a little bit if you want. See where you can go. Just don't go directly on the knee to press your knee. We don't want to hurt the knee. Find a spot in front of you. It's going to be your drishti. You're going to stare at it and focus. Woo. Don't watch anybody wobbling. If you're totally doing great with balance, you can change your arms up and try to sway them a little bit. You can do hands at heart. You can do hands behind you, wrapped behind you, which stretches the shoulders a little bit. You can grab your elbows if you like, behind you. Come out of it, just go right back into it. These usually heat up that one leg that you're on, gets that muscle really warm. And make sure you're doing your breath, right? So in and out the nose. We're going to soak in that pure oxygen with the inhale and the exhale. Any worries, anything we don't want to think about. Inhale. And then we're going to exhale and bring it down. Roll it out that ankle you were just on. That's a good ankle strengthener. And it starts kind of getting the thighs working, right? So let's do the other side. So now I'm going to do my left leg. I'm going to have my micro bend. My right's just going to come next to it. I'm going to inhale it up. Get my branches where I want them, where I feel comfortable. And then start moving your leg if you want. Move it up a little.
I don't know why you would even think.
I don't know. Why would I think that?
I mean, we do this every morning, some kind of workout.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking.
Change up your arms. How do you want them? You can even, if you're excited, you can even put your hands behind you in prayer position.
Yeah, that's
Or you can just grab. But if you grab, try to grab the other way than you did earlier so that it stretches the other shoulder. Like change your arm position. Find your spot. Woo. See, I was looking at y'all. Inhale. And exhale will come down. Roll out that ankle. Oh, yeah. You can take water anytime you need it, if you need it. We're going to go a little bit wider than normal. So we're going to kind of tilt our feet out. Perfect. Y'all can turn sideways, yeah, if you want to. Who do you want to face? So what we're going to do on this one is normally we would come down to like our goddess pose, which is kind of a squat. But I'm going to let you put your hands on your knees at the beginning. Good. And you can do your goddess squat if you want. Let's go ahead and do a little shoulder too. So we're just going to move the shoulder to one side. Feel how your ribs stretch out. And then inhale, coming back. Exhale, stretching it out. Getting some of that side. Lower back, my back just popped. That was nice. And just repeat slowly. out, we're gonna raise our arms up on an inhale to 5-pointed star. As we exhale, we're gonna come down to our squat. Woo! Inhale up and down. Woo! Yeah. We just gotta rework those muscles that are a little tired and sore before we start trying to stretch it. Because if they're cold and we stretch, that's not gonna be good. They may pop. Yeah. Come on, Josh, you got it. Everybody's watching you.
Yeah, we're watching you.
He's like, oh, I better do it now. Woo! Inhale up. While we're here, kind of point your toes forward. And we're just going to do the swan dive. Just kind of coming down slowly. And just kind of hang. You start to feel it on those thighs a little bit. Bless you. Bless you. You can touch your legs if you'd like, if you can't reach the ground. Look at y'all. We're just stretching it out slowly. Woo! Uh-oh. I think your music broke. Bend your knees really deep, and we're going to inhale, rolling it up. I heard something. You gonna be my DJ? He's like, oh yes, I'll take a break. Take a water break if you need. Oh. I was just too old to the song, I couldn't recognize it. Heck yeah, he wants to come do some yoga. All right. I don't recognize this one. Oh yeah. He's like, yes, you missed tree. He's like, I got it. I can do one leg. I'm gonna work you through a little bit of flow. So let's go ahead and we're gonna inhale, coming up. And we're gonna exhale, swan dive down. Kind of letting it hang for a second. We're gonna put our hands back on our shins and we're gonna inhale, half lift, stretching out the head and the booty to make a flat back. Exhale, let it fold down. We're gonna go into lunge, so everybody knows lunge, right? I'm gonna take my right leg back first. Oh, yeah. So just make sure in lunge that your knee is not over your toes. So if you need to back it up just a little bit, or if you can't reach all the way to the ground, you can be up on top. But you guys look like y'all are pretty flexible. Yeah. Take a few ujjayi breaths here. So that inhale and that exhale through the nose, okay? Breathe out all those toxins that we're working through right now. I'm coming, I'm coming. Okay, we're gonna go to plank. So hands come down into high plank. If this is too much for you, you can go on your knees and you can do a low plank, okay? So booty's down. Good. I'm gonna teach y'all, we're gonna inhale and we're gonna half lift. So we're gonna tuck our elbows like we're doing a push-up, but we're just gonna stop. Put your knees down if you can't go any further. Okay, we'll all put our knees down. And then we're gonna kiss the ground with our chest and just let the rest of the body kind of fall down.
Those rocks don't come up.
Put your hands next to your chest. Elbows are tucked. Feet are relaxed on the ground. And we're gonna go into cobra. So you're just gonna inhale and we're gonna come up. You're not gonna straighten your elbows all the way. You're gonna keep them bent. He's a runner, man. And as you exhale, you can kind of sway down a little bit. We're gonna do this a few times. So we're gonna inhale, coming up. And on the exhale, we're gonna just sway down, noticing where, it gets you affected in the back. And then also it stretches out your abs, which is nice for our ab work too. Inhaling it up. And exhale. kind of on repeat, okay? She's like, yoga with babies. This is gonna be our last inhale. Exhale down. We're gonna move into down dog. So I want you to curl your toes. And with your hands, go ahead and we're gonna push up into down dog. So we're gonna push up and back. So hands are out. Your heels should not touch at this point. If you need to move your feet up, you can. Pushing back on the shoulders, and I want us to walk the dog. So you're gonna bend one knee. The opposite heel will come down. Then you bend the other knee and the opposite heel comes down. So the bent knee doesn't do anything. It's the other foot that you'll try. And you can move it forward if you need to. And go slowly. Inhale, pushing one heel down. Then switch legs and exhale, pushing the other one down. So we're not going super fast.
We heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public. So we decided to think about it.
It's a PSA for going to the bathroom. There's no toilet paper in this bathroom, FYI, if you go there. Okay. Now you guys remember, I had my right leg back first. Hopefully you guys remember which one you had in the back.
Enjoy the go with Charmin.
If not, go ahead and raise your right leg in the sky like a three-legged dog. And then we're gonna swing it forward into a lunge. Woo! So the other side gets a little love. Stretch it out if you need to a little bit further to make sure that that knee does not go over the toes. And if you need to, you can come up. If it's too much of a lunge, you can come up if you need. Take a few breaths here.
I need to do my toenails.
Hi. Oh, he's like, I'm running. I see open parking spaces. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, bring your legs together. Your knees are really bent though. And we're gonna inhale it up. What do y'all think about that little flow?
There's no flow. There's no flow.
She's like, it's a scratching record right now. We're gonna do a cleansing breath. So we're gonna just inhale it up. And we're gonna swan dive, exhaling down. But I promise we're not gonna do too much here. We're just gonna sway. Grab your hands around your elbows if you need. Just sway back and forth. Bend your knees more if you need to. Feel it in that lower back. Bend the knees, and then let's inhale up. Oh yeah, and jeans now. There you go.
Oh no, because of him.
Oh.
I can't hold him posing things, but I can.
He wants now.
Well, he will be okay.
That was funny. She's like, do some baby presses, yeah. Go ahead and put your feet about shoulder width apart again. We're going to inhale it up. Hands will come together and we're going to interlock and kind of press them up, stretching out the shoulders. Take a few breaths here. You need to kind of wiggle it around, stretching out the shoulders, the armpits. Yeah. Take an inhale while you're here, and then exhale. Bring your hands down behind your head. Stretch out the shoulders by pulling those shoulder blades together. Good. Take a few breaths here. And then on our next inhale, let's reach it up again.
Get that walk out of here now.
Now we're going to go to some lateral, some swaying palm trees. So on the exhale, we're going to go to one side, stretching out the side, the ribs, up into that armpit. Inhale, coming back. Exhaling the other side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, let's go behind our head again. Oh yeah. Inhaling back Now mine's flowing on the inside there now. Oh, there we go. We got a driver. Come to the front of your mat for me. I'm gonna show y'all a little warrior flow. Perfect. Let's inhale up. As you exhale, step that right leg back to where you're almost in like a lunge position, not quite.
He's eating grass.
It's good. Getting healthy. So shoulders, arms, hips are all facing the same direction, which is this bent knee in front, right? The front foot's forward. The back one you can pop out a little bit if you want, or you can keep it straight, wherever helps you to balance. It's the dirt he wants.
He eats his boogers.
And exhale a little deeper. Good. This is warrior one. Oh yeah, you got the thingy in your way, sir. You can also keep your arms up. Inhale, you can straighten out the leg. And then as you exhale, you bend that knee and bring the arms down into kind of a cactus or butterfly arms. And you can inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now we're going to stay here and we're going to actually twist open, keeping that front knee a little bit bent. We're going to twist open to warrior two. So now my front leg stays the same. My hips are totally facing the other way now. My back foot is perpendicular to the front one. So if they came together, they're like a T. Arms are out, and you're looking over that bent knee. Okay? With determination. Make sure that knee does not go over those toes. You want to see your toes still. Warrior two. Good. We're just burning some thighs, getting it rejuvenated. Right? We're like, woo! To reverse warrior, we just inhale, back arm comes down, the front one just looks up at the sky. And we can exhale back to warrior two. And you can do a little flow here where you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Okay? Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to do a little side angle. So you'll bend that front arm. You're going to come down and rest it. Arm will come up. Looking up at the sky if you can. If this is not enough and you're like, I could do more, you could always do your arm all the way down, or you can stay. You can even bring that arm over and just twist it so the pinky is facing down.
Oh, it just crackled.
You did? Where's the crackle at? Oh. This is a good stretch. Inhale, we're going to come back around. Exhale into our warrior two. Inhale back into your warrior one, so facing the front again. Arms will come behind you though this time. Interlocking them. Bend this front knee. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hinge over into humble warrior. And you can set your chest on your knee, or you can go over a little bit if you like. Stretching out those shoulders again.
He's off and gone.
He is. He's energetic today. Release your arms down. Let's inhale back up. Exhale, legs together, and exhale. Woo! So that was only one side. You got to make sure the other side gets a little warm, so we're going to change sides. Dan's like, oh Lord, I don't know. We're going to inhale, so at the front of the mat again. We're going to inhale up. This time my left leg is coming back into my warrior one, so I'm bending the front knee. My hips, knees, shoulders are all in alignment with this front knee. Good. So then we can straighten the knee. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to bend the knee and bend the arms into butterfly. Inhale, everything straightens up. Exhale, bend it. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just a little flow. That's all right, you got it.
Falling. Falling with style.
On the next exhale, stay right here. And I want you to inhale, just bringing your arms up. Keep that knee where it is, and we're gonna exhale out to warrior two. So my hips shifted, arms are out, front knee is bent. I'm looking over this front one. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, we'll go to reverse. So we'll just drop that back arm and we'll look up at this hand in front, inhaling. Exhaling back to warrior two. We want a little burn in that leg, right? Inhale up. Exhale down. Ooh, that one feels good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Last one. Exhale. Let's bend that front arm. Coming down into our side angle. Arm comes up. You're just kind of resting. Good. If you get excited and want to go all the way down, you can. But if you have your hand on your knee, go ahead and bring this arm over. Pinky pointing down at the ground. Stretching out kind of that rib and armpit area right here. Good. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Deep breaths. Good. Let's go ahead and let that arm come down. We're going to inhale, moving our arms back. Ooh, sorry, into warrior two. We're going too far. Arm comes around to warrior one. We'll just do our humble warrior on this side. So get in your position where you feel steady. Arms come down, interlock. Take an inhale and exhale, and you're just going to hinge. Slowly, feeling that thigh. Stretching out that shoulder. Woo! Good. We're gonna let our arms come down. Inhale back to your warrior one. Exhale, feet are together, arms come down. All right, so we completed both sides. How does that feel? Good?
Oh yeah.
Does anybody have like knee issues or anything that can't do pigeon?
We don't know yet.
Huh? Yeah. I was off, so I was like, let me do it. It sounds fun. So I'll walk y'all back into pigeon. So we do have to get into down dog one more time. So inhale up. Jen's like, I don't know what that is. Exhale down. That's okay. Letting yourself, hopefully you're getting a little further each time you do that swan dive. You can inhale half lift by putting your hands on your shin, straightening it out. And then exhaling all the way down. Woo. Just kind of forward fold. So we're gonna go back, step back into a lunge. Oh, stretching out our leg again. Oh. Into plank. And from plank, we're gonna just kind of go to down dog. So you're gonna push up. Booty is high up in the air, head is down. Looking at your knees. You're on your toes. Don't worry, you don't want to put your heels down. Okay. So I want you guys to raise up your right leg on an inhale. The three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee, let the foot kind of fall towards your bottom. Inhale it again, straighten it out. And we're gonna actually exhale it forward, and we're gonna bend the knee, setting it in between your hands. We're gonna relax this back foot. So in pigeon, typically you try to get like parallel with the mat, which is really hard. So when you're starting, you're okay to just kind of have your foot back towards you a little. Just make sure you're not on one side or the other really abnormal. Your hips want to kind of be straight if possible, kind of equal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be stretching out the back of our hamstrings into our glute right here. This is one of our favorites. So on an inhale, as you exhale, try to come down to your elbows if you can. If not, if it's enough of a stretch, you stay on your hands. and you go down a little bit further if you want, if you need more of a stretch. If not, you stay where you're at, Jan. And you can put your head down.
So you can't see my faces.
Yeah, it all starts coming up. We're gonna take a few good breaths, like 5 good breaths in through the nose, out through the nose here. Just letting ourselves kind of slowly get into that stretch. We're gonna start coming out of it. So as you inhale, you're gonna come up to your forearm and elbows if you weren't already there. We're gonna wake our way back up to our palms.
Oh.
Take a good inhale, exhale. You can curl this back toe if you want, and we're gonna come back into all fours.
I can do that.
So all fours, let's put our knees under our hips, our hands are under our shoulders. We're making a little square underneath us. And let's do a little cat-cow before you move to the other side. So on the inhale, you're just gonna let your belly drop down, your booty comes up, your head comes up like a sway back cow.
If I had sway back out.
Oh, it is? And then exhale, you come up, rounding that back, sucking the belly in, and you look under at your belly button like a scared cat. And with your breath, inhaling back into your cow and exhaling. Good. Inhaling into your cow, and if you want to kind of sway the hips back and forth, like if you had a tail, you'd be wiggling it, just to kind of see where your back hurts. And then as you exhale with the cat, you can kind of go back and see like where do I feel it in that back area? You just totally can play with it. We're gonna meet back at neutral when you finish your cycle out. We're gonna curl our toes, and we're gonna go back up into down dog. Booty goes up in the sky. Hands are spread out. You're looking at your knees. You're on your toes. Good. So we're gonna do the other side. So now we're gonna do our left side. So we're gonna lift our left leg up. Inhaling. Exhale. Go ahead and bend it, letting your foot drop to your bottom. And you're gonna swing it forward between your hands. There you go. It just helps to get in that position. You don't have to come from this position, but it's sometimes easier. And again, make sure that you're centered. You're not completely on one side. That's a different kind of stretch if you want, but stay here for a minute. Take some inhale and exhale while we listen to our advertisement. Inhale, and if you want to move forward, you can exhale and come down a little bit more. And take a couple of breaths in that pose before you move on. And on the exhales is when you'll go down a little bit more. Feeling it in your hamstrings, your glutes. We're going to try to work these muscles out. Inhale and exhale through the nose, and let's do that about 4 more times. When you're ready to come out, we're going to inhale if you aren't already on your elbows, we're gonna come up to your elbows. If you're not already on your palms, we're gonna work our way up. We're gonna curl that back toe, and we're gonna move back into our all fours again. Hands are underneath your shoulder, knees are underneath your hips. Good. All right, so let's do a few more cat-cows just to break it up. So we're gonna inhale into our cow, letting our back sway, booties up, heads up. Exhaling into your scared cat. Or it could be your angry cat, I don't know. And just flow with your breath a few times here. We're gonna meet back at our neutral spot. Good. So then we're gonna hop up into our plank. So up into a full plank if you can. And what I want to do is push back into down dog one more time. Good. We're going to come into lunge, so I do want to swing. I'm going to swing my left leg first. So I'm going to raise it up, and I'm going to swing it into a lunge. Getting into a good lunge position. Let's drop that back leg, back knee, back foot. We're going to come into a crescent. So if you can kind of come up. And if you're back a little bit, if you want to challenge it, you can start to kind of go forward just a little bit and see what you think about those hip flexors. And if not, you just back it up a little bit. So you just kind of decide where you want to go, how far you want to go into it, okay? And usually we can go arms up if you can balance. This is our crescent lunge. Arms will come back down. I like to put opposite hand next to the opposite foot. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our hip again. So same hand goes on the same knee, and you're just gonna kind of push it to the side a little bit. Eventually you'll get your foot to the side. You're just opening up that hip, because our hips normally, when we walk, we're going front, back, right? They don't usually go side to side a whole lot, so we do have to help that movement and make sure it stays mobile and flexible. So these are always good ones to stretch out. Guys typically have a harder one with this, so sorry, Josh. Their hips aren't as well. Us childbearing, you know, the sacks are a little bit easier at that, but yeah. The men have a lot of trouble with this one. But since he's outnumbered, we're going with it.
Bush would have really needed this.
My mom cannot do this one at all, so we're trying to practice it for her to open those hips, because she cannot. She has trouble with it. Inhale, and you're going to bring it slowly back. So I want you to curl this back toe. And as we exhale, let's just walk it back slightly. Straightening that front leg if you can. And you can actually sit on your heel if you want. We're just trying to straighten out this front leg. If not, stay right there. And what you can do is you can stay a little bit higher, but just straighten that leg, and you're just gonna feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Try to pull your toes back a little, and then stretch them and see what you think. Point them. There you go. Kind of feel what feels better to you. Is it better to flex my foot?
Better my car.
We're not gonna stay in this one long.
I hope not. I'm tired.
Inhale, it's coming back up.
I guess they're a little tight.
So we'll go back to our plank. And let's go ahead and pop up into our down dog so we can do our other leg to swing forward, okay? So now we have to do our right leg. So I'm gonna lift up my right leg, and then I'm gonna swing it forward into lunge. He's getting it right, isn't he? Go ahead and lower that back knee and rest that back foot. And just make sure that knee is protected so it's behind the toes. We're going to come up if you can. it. We can inhale up. Enjoying our crescent. Arms come down. And you can lean into it if you want, or you can stay back. Where's more comfortable. Opening it up. Put your opposite hand next to that opposite foot, and we're gonna start to slowly open that hip. Oh, that side's sore. Good. Is that good? Oh, these are coming back to this. Inhale, we're going to bring our knee back. Curl that back toe. And just see if you can start to slowly move it back a little bit. If all you can do is go right here, you're okay. You may have to kind of pop it up so you're not using your bottom as much. But if you can, sit on it. If not, you can stay up. Point. And then try to flex and see which one. Which one? Bend the knee a little bit if you need to. And we're going to come forward. Aww. Come forward, come forward. Let's go into child's pose. This is everybody's favorite. So, knees are apart, toes are going to be together. Making a little triangle. Pins are out. We're just going to kind of sit back, stretching out the inner thighs. Forehead goes to the mat. Take a few breaths here. We're going to inhale, just moving up slightly. And what we're going to do is we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to take one arm and we're going to go underneath like we're threading a needle. And we're going to put that shoulder down and we're going to put that side of our face down in your child's pose. So what you're doing is you're threading the needle, stretching out the shoulder. We're going to inhale, bringing our arm back out front. We're going to switch sides. So as you exhale, you're going to thread the other side. You're going to thread it through, laying the other shoulder and side of the face down. Back in front, walking them back, and let's just sit on our bottom. Ugh. We can stick our legs out in front. We're going to do a little bit more of the legs for just a second. So inhale it up. Flex those feet back, and as you exhale, let's just hinge over, putting your hands wherever they'll go. Goal is to try and get as close to hopefully the toes as you can, but it'll take time. You're not going to do it on your first time. I'll put in that caveat. You're not going to do it on your first time, so don't worry about it. And you can bend your knees if you need to stretch a little bit more. And just kind of sway your back a little bit and see where is there tension anywhere. Are we doing okay? Stretching everything out. Is there an area that's still bothering you? If so, stay on that side for a minute and kind of let it stretch out. ones, and we're gonna inhale, but we're gonna roll our back. Very slowly roll it up. Good. So let's take one of our legs in. We're gonna inhale it up. And as we exhale, we're just gonna kind of lean over to the side of our leg that's straight. And if you can, you're gonna kind of move your arm back a little bit so you're looking under your armpit. I want you to stretch out your side again. You know, when you do those sprints, sometimes the abs, you get the side too, so we're gonna stretch it out a little bit. Oh, I like it. Inhale, you're just gonna drop that arm and we'll just roll it back up. That's hilarious. With the leg that's already bent, go ahead and just put it over the other one. We're gonna do a little twist too. So I want you to inhale and you're hugging your legs, straightening up that back, right? Exhale, whatever knee is bent, you're gonna take that same arm and you're just gonna put it behind you. Okay, good. Inhale, back is straight again. Exhale, you're gonna straighten this opposite arm of the bent knee and you're just gonna place it right here on the knee. And you're gonna try to, on an exhale, twist around and look if you can. If not, you're okay. Look around at that back arm if you can. Getting a twist in that lower back, the upper back. It also massages all the internal organs. So the potty song is perfect for this. It'll help you go potty later. He made me think of it. I was like, good job. To come out of this one, we're gonna inhale. And as we exhale, we untwist. We kind of hug our knee. And we're gonna put it back out. And we're gonna change sides. So let's go ahead and bend the other one. Good, inhale up. And we're just gonna slowly hinge over towards that foot. And try to push that elbow on top out a little bit so you can look under the armpit and get a good stretch through the side. Inhale, you're gonna drop that arm. You're gonna exhale, roll it up slowly. We're gonna take that same bent leg and guess what? We're gonna put it over on the other side. Hugging it to us. Inhale. As you exhale, same leg that's bent, same arm will come behind you. Inhale, straighten it up. Exhale, your other arm now will connect the knee to the elbow. And then as you exhale, you're turning around to look behind you. At that arm that's behind you, you want to look over that way. Good. Just going to activate all those internal organs. It'll take a little while, don't worry. You won't have to run right away, but you know, you'll feel it later. You'll be like, inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna untwist around. Hugging our knee. Let's go ahead and put both legs down, but we're gonna spread them out. So kind of find your little sits bone, get your fat bottom out of the way, all that area. You wanna find the bony butt part, right? Some of us have to move a lot of fish out of the way. Just saying. Anyway. We're going to inhale up. And I just want you to hinge forward wherever you can. Just hinge forward. And just let your hands go down. You're going to feel it in that inner thighs, right? Take a good inhale, exhale. On your next exhale, I want you to just kind of move your hands out just a tiny bit. See if you can walk them out just a little bit. Look at Letty go. She's like got her head down on the dang mat and everything. Go, Letty. Inhale, and as you exhale, that's where you're going to try to slowly stretch a little farther. farther. Again, this is not easy for the gentleman. And as we age, we're not as limber, but that's why this is important to keep limber, right? Yeah. Let's slowly start inhaling, and we're gonna walk our hands back. 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 Let's give Letty a minute to get all the way up. Guess what? We're gonna bend our knees. And we're gonna go to butterfly. Put your little feeties together. And just kind of flap your wings for a second. Josh is like, I hate this part. I want you to inhale, hold your wings for a minute, and just see if you can lean forward just a tiny bit. How does that feel? Back it up a little bit if it's too much pain. You want to feel a stretching. The stretching is good. If it's like a
In her terms, that's true. She doesn't want to go that far.
okay, well we're gonna push you. You're gonna do it. Thank you for interpreting that. I appreciate that. She pushes me during workouts. And if you can go further on the exhale, you want to inhale and then exhale a little further. You're like, woo! And if not, you just stay right there. Okay. Eventually, you're supposed to be able to get your head down there at your feet.
There's like a foot there.
Inhale, we're going to come back up and we're going to flap for a second. Let our little wings flap again. Fly, relax, kind of let them go. All right, we're getting close to our final poses. Are you excited? Let's go ahead and put our knees together. I want us to go ahead and lay back on our mat, so I'm going to scoot down just a little bit so I'm more even.
Oh, this is much better.
Yes, all the way down. Roll it slowly. Jan's like, I'm down. I don't care. Slowly down. Bring your knees to your chest and just hug them for a minute, and let's just rock them back and forth. Massaging that lower back. Taco Bell, that sounds good. I'm hungry. Just kidding. Then your digestive tract will really be running after that. Go ahead and put your feet back down. Knees are bent, but your feet are down. And just kind of windshield wiper, like your knees, one side and then the other, but keeping them together. That's always a good little massage in the back for me too. Good. We're gonna bring them back up to your chest. We're gonna put our arms out at our side and we're just gonna windshield wiper way up high and get our upper back down. Windshield wiper back and forth, getting the lower to upper back. And you're gonna pick a side that you want to just rest your knees on. So let them fall to one side. Keeping your shoulders on the mat. Whichever way your knees are pointing, I want your head to look the opposite way. And just look out over that other hand. And if you feel like that's not enough of a stretch, Dan, stay here. Dan, stay here. But you can move that bottom leg out if you want and straighten it to get a deeper stretch. On inhale, let's make sure both knees are bent, and we're going to bring them back up to center. And we're going to exhale to the other side. Hands are out. Whichever way your knees are pointing, you're going to look the other way. And if you feel like that's not enough of a stretch, you can straighten out that bottom leg and let the top knee kind of fall over. And stretch it out a little bit more. Tugging in one last time. And then we're going to straighten our legs out all the way. Go to Shavasana. You're just going to let your arms go to your side. You can do an intense stretch to kind of stretch out the whole body and then relax, or you can tighten up every muscle that you have. So if you want to stretch out overhead, curl your toes, tightening every muscle you got. And then as you exhale, you just kind of let your arms fall at your side and your whole body relax. And we're going to scan our body and make sure our toes are relaxed, our legs and knees are relaxed, our thighs. Sometimes your bottom, your glutes are still tight, so if you need to tighten them up and then relax them so they'll relax all the way, you can. Your belly should be relaxed, your chest. Your hands are just out beside you, fingers are curled up, relaxed. If you have any tension in your neck, you can kind of move your neck back and forth for a second and then find the position and just stay. Let's take 4 deep ujjayi breaths. So in through the nose and out through the nose. Think about how great of a job you've done stretching. Hopefully your body is recovering. This is the dessert for the whole practice. People like to stay here for a long time sometimes. Take a nap. You can return to your normal breath after you've done your deep ujjayi breaths. Stay here longer if you like, but I'm going to bring you guys back. So we're going to start by wiggling our fingers and our toes. Just kind of waking the body up a little bit. Let's bend our knees and put our feet flat on the mat. And let's roll over onto one side into a fetal position. Just kind of resting your head. Position, and find whatever you want. If you want cross-legged, if you want easy seated, if you want butterfly, whatever you want. Hands on the knees. I always love to do a little neck circle afterwards, so do it slow neck circle one way. Do it a couple of times that way. Oh, there you go. And we'll go the other way. And we'll meet back in neutral. And we'll take a cleansing breath. Arms come up. Hands together. Hands come down at your heart. Exhaling. I appreciate you guys coming out today. I know it wasn't as sunny, but it still felt good. And usually we end practice by bowing together, and we both say at the same time, we say namaste, which is like hello and goodbye. And goodbye. So thank you guys. Hope you all enjoyed it.